So welcome back. It's your boy Critique the Mass Critic, and this is Dark Corner Diary. You know what we got to go for the social media globe, the globe period, for things that are known and unknown. I hope you're a weirdiac just like me because I love weird and unusual shit. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, man, thank you for coming to spend your time with me. You could have spent your time with anybody, any place else, but you decided to come in and spend your time with me. And for that, I'm truly appreciative. Come on in, look around, sit down, comment, like, subscribe. I'm not going to ask you because I know you just don't give them things away like that for free, even though it don't cost you nothing. Now, if you fuck with me and you want me in this rotation, you want me in the algorithm, hit that thing for me. You know what I'm talking about? Shit, comment, like, subscribe. Do that thing you do in the comment. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, we're going to look at these videos and react to them, see what's going on here in these YouTube streets. I'm going to tell you the name of the person who the social media creator is after we finish watching. That way, you can go ahead and look on this stuff, comment, like, subscribe for him too. But anyway, let's get at see what's going on. You know what I'm talking
Someone just open sourced a software that lets you see through walls while using your own Wi-Fi signal. No camera,
So I had to
no
stop it
infrared,
to get
just
that
pure
volume up.
radio waves.
Let's freaking go, y'all.
Volume up.
Welcome back to Unreal Reality, guys.
Unreal
Today, we'll
Reality,
be
that's
reacting
what it
to
is. I like
creepy
it,
and
too.
mysterious TikToks that'll make you question everything. If anyone's new out there, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button so this video gets recommended to others. And with that out of the way,
You know what I'm talking
let's
about?
jump right into it.
Do that
Check
thing you
this
do.
out. Someone just open sourced a software that lets you see through walls while using your own Wi-Fi signals. No cameras, no infrared, just pure radio waves. It's an open source project, meaning anyone can get it, called
Already from the start where this shit got me baffled right here. I know I stopped it earlier, but bear with me. That shit right there kind of freaks me out, knowing that there's open source software that you can actually do that with. Anyway,
Review, and it was just published on GitHub. It literally turns standard everyday Wi-Fi signals into a low-cost radar system. It uses AI models to analyze something called channel state information. You see, every time a Wi-Fi signal bounces around a room, your body subtly changes those signals because humans are mostly made of water. The AI studies these tiny disturbances and translates them into real-time 3D mapping, meaning they know exactly where you're standing and what you're doing. Wow. But it gets even crazier than that. The software doesn't just track your movement. The AI can actually isolate the rhythmic movement of your chest and read your breathing rate and track your heart rate from anywhere. It could be an incredible tool for things like elderly care and search and rescue, but it also means our physical privacy is entirely up for grabs. Would you trust this technology to be inside your house without you knowing?
Right, because nothing says peace of mind quite like turning your home Wi-Fi into its own literal CIA surveillance hub.
The mnemonic array is syncing. Please give it a second. I could ask you some questions about the waiting room. You were in there for 6 minutes.
Oh, no, I definitely was not paying attention.
How many chairs were in the living room?
3 chairs.
Okay, what color?
Brown leather. Ooh, how do I know that? Okay.
What was on the receptionist desk?
There was a coffee mug with a corgi on it, and the corgi's name was Maya.
And the painting behind her?
It was kind of crooked, like 2 degrees to the right. There was a scratch in the bottom left-hand corner. There was a little table next to her with a magazine on it from October. There were 40 ceiling tiles, and the fire extinguisher on the wall, the inspection on that actually expired in March.
Okay. You can stop.
okay, stop this. Big Bang Theory, idyllic memory, Sheldon. You know what I'm talking about? That type shit. Do any of you wish you had that type of memory? Me, I definitely do. I can't now. It'll be a nice thing to have. I consider that like superhuman ability. You know what I'm talking about?
Shit.
I don't think I can.
Yikes. Could you imagine dating this chick? Good luck ever trying to win an argument with someone who has a literal hard drive as a brain.
So okay, now that part. Now I didn't even think about that part. See, listen, I watch these videos. When you watch them, I watch them. First time you, first time me. Like they said, like Miyagi said on Daniel's no, was that Daniel's? I mean Karate Kid. First time you, first time me. I don't know. But anyway, it's on some type of movie. But anyway, listen. This is my first time watching it. With your first time watching this, so every reaction is genuine, man. I don't want to teach you like that. You know what I'm talking about? I want it to be just as genuine as just kicking it together. You coming down, you coming home, and you sitting down kicking it with me. But anyway, not thinking about that part. Having a shorty like that, man, come on, cuz. Ain't no way in the world. I wouldn't want no chick like that.
Remember this guy, the admiral who went on Fox News, and the whole world was convinced this guy was wearing a mask. I mean, just look at it. You could literally stick your finger through that gap. But Fox News didn't say anything. This guy didn't say anything. But someone finally had him on his show, and they asked him, can you just pull your face a little bit for us? What was going on in that interview? And just listen to what he says.
Admiral, I wanted to bring up this before we even talk about Iran. Everybody, I mean, you broke the internet known as Mask Man. Can you pull on your face or something for me, sir? What was going on there?
Grant, it's just a distraction from the important subject we want to talk about Iran. And at a time like now, we need to be focused on that problem with the president. He's got a challenge on his hand. Got a
Admiral, hold on a second. You realize if you answer like that, this is going to send the internet into the stratosphere. If you don't tell me what was going on. And you know I love you, and I know you're an American hero, and I don't think you were wearing a mask. But just tell me something so I can let the internet be happy, and then we can move on here.
Grant, the internet's not my problem. Okay, I'm here to talk about Iran.
You believe this?
The internet's going to do what the internet wants to do, and I'll let it be at that. But let's not lose track of what's important here, where we are with Iran.
Hold on, real quick. Can you just give me a tug, and then I'll move on? Just
Grant,
one little tug.
Wow. I'm not going to justify it.
All right, for one, we're going to let what's called go ahead and cook on what they're going to cook on. None of something about. But anyway, man, you see the gaping. I remember when the interview first happened. I know I'm a little late to the thing, but hey, come on, man, it's us. We're doing our thing. But just a conversation between us. You see how big of a gap that was? You could actually put about 2 fingers in between that thing. That's crazy, right? But anyway, you see how smooth this nigga is now? Come on. Man, come on.
All right. Just so everyone out there knows, I tried with unlike Fox News, they didn't ask you about it, which was crazy. I think there's like 60 million, 80 million views on this thing. But I'll let you off the hook, Admiral, because you are an American hero. You really are, sir. And I'm having a little fun with you. And I apologize if I put you in a bad spot.
We don't need confirmation. We know it was a mask. It was clear as day. The bigger question is who was behind the mask. If y'all have any theories, please drop them down below.
Check this out.
Okay, hold on. Again. You see how big that doggone gap was on his? Come on. This is crazy.
It's a blue moon right now. And for whatever reason, the reflections on my window are creating like 6 other moons, reflections, or bokeh, or whatever you want to call it. It's like lens flares, but usually with lens flares and reflections, if I move one direction, then the flare or the bokeh goes, the other way, or it keeps going, based on my movement. But this, they're orbiting. They're not like moving away from the lens like lens flares normally do. They're just like orbiting the center object or the main source, the reflection source. I've never seen that. And it just happens to be the blue moon right now. What do you guys think?
Great. Fantastic. The sky is glitching again. Either the moon just spawned teammates or this guy needs to seriously clean his windows.
He stands about 180 feet high. His club's about 120 feet. What's wonderful about
Wait, hold on now. Hey, hey, God, no, that had to been a shorter jaw, you know. You see, hey, look at the joint. Come on, man. In the middle of, hey, cuz said poked up, you know what I'm saying? Ready for just salute, you know what I'm talking about? Come on, cuz. Come on, you know what I'm talking about? Oh my God. Yes, go ahead. We go. All right, my apologies. My apologies. I got to. All right, I'm continuing with the video.
the giant is that there's a lot of mystery that surrounds him and lots of questions that we don't have the answers to. The National Trust commissioned some scientists to dig into the ground below the giant and to see if we could date it.
Hold up. Hey, this cat right here, he been looking to poke something. Now, come on now. I mean, y'all listen. What kind of? How do you draw the man on full attention now? You know what I'm talking about? You got the cat when he's ready to poke something. Anyway, let's go ahead, man. I'm up in here. I'm in tears up in this bitch.
So more recently, that process revealed that he was potentially around 700 to 1100 AD, his late Saxon period. We're doing the rechalking at the moment, and the rechalking is basically a process that's happened for many generations. It's a very traditional process. We dig out the old chalk. As time goes by, the grass sort of grows into the lines, so the lines become a little bit narrower. So it's quite important to sort of dig out those bits of grass to bring the lines back to the width they should be. And then we dig out the old chalk. Next few days, we'll start putting in the new chalk.
So I guess we're just going to completely glaze over the fact that there's a 36-foot erect penis on the side of this hillside. Viagra, reach out. I have ideas.
If you've never heard the dark friends theory, this one is going to mess with your head, because once you hear it, you can't unsee it when watching the show. The question I want to pose to you is, what if there were never actually 6 friends sitting in that coffee shop? What if there was only one woman sitting on a park bench alone, imagining the entire thing in her head? When you watch Friends, there's one character that just doesn't make sense a lot of the times and doesn't fit in with the rest. And it's also the one friend out of the bunch that has an extremely dark background. This is, of course, Phoebe Buffay. A lot of her character is pretty much a mystery, with only getting bits of information throughout the show. What we do know about her is that for a portion of her childhood, she grew up on the streets, as she lost her mother at a young age, and yet somehow a girl who grew up on the streets with no formal education went on to learn multiple languages, and she had moments in the show where she seemed to be a downright genius. It just was never used in the proper context. So this theory goes that Phoebe never actually made it out of homelessness. She simply peered into Central Park Cafe and saw a few friends hanging out drinking coffee, and pictured herself within that friend group and built an entire story and life within her head. And for the duration of the show, you get 10 seasons inside of Phoebe's twisted imagination. Obviously, this is only a theory, but send this to somebody who loves Friends, and let me know in the comments if you like theories like this, and I'll do some more. Don't forget to like.
Okay. I never watched, I mean, bits and pieces of the show, but I've never been into the show like that, so I can't even speak on to that. But hey, if you have, let me know. Tell me something in the comments.
Follow.
Well, maybe this right here is why Phoebe always felt a little off. What do y'all think? Is something like this even a possibility? Let me know your thoughts down below, guys.
Every time it seems that someone tries to make a film about witchcraft, because they try to market it, they have to distort it. It is something that is very, very sacred.
That film, I'm like, this girl's the real deal. I know on the set when I would come by, she'd be reading from the Kabbalah. She was living it.
It's strange to hear this coming from me, because I used to believe that you're born, you live, you die, that's it. But I have witnessed things that have proven different.
Guys, I've got one question. Do we really know what they're subconsciously putting inside these things that we consume in our living rooms every single day? You just heard how serious she was taking her role, and they basically admitted that they used witchcraft in this movie. So ask yourself, how many films like that did he do similar things? She clearly took it serious. She said it's very sacred to her, but we just think it's all entertainment. What are you openly inviting into your home when you watch these things?
AKA, in other words, they didn't hire an actress. They cast a literal witch. This is what you call method acting, but on steroids. And
Okay, so listen, I'm gonna tell you about this thing. I'm onto that. Shorty look creepy as hell anyway, but I still smash. I can tell you, don't got the chicks. Yeah, I've never had one, but I wouldn't mind. You know, I mean that's on a totally different topic, but she's pretty, just to say. Anyway, so I'm up in school and everything like that. I'm in college, and so I got this roommate. Now I played ball in college. So anyway, I don't know how this joker ended up in the ball player's dorm. Like it must have been mixed up, but he wasn't a ball player. But I don't know how he got up in there. I never questioned it. But my roommate, I ended up switching roommates because my first roommate, me and him, both of us was playing ball together, but we didn't get along. So this other guy that I used to be talking to, which is an older cat, way older. I wasn't supposed to be in school during this time, but anyway, I always, kick it with older people anyway. But anyway, me and him ended up rooming together. But then I had this other cat. His name was Jamie, but he was going to school because basically his grandma, his grandma was going to bought him a car. It was a Mustang. Back then, I went to school back in the 90s, like late 90s, 90, no, not mid 90s, 94, 95, and all that during this time. But anyway, his grandma bought him a Mustang. And so he was going to school to get a Mustang, but he wouldn't get the Mustang. She bought him like the regular package Mustang, not like the Mustang GT with, the Cobra and all of that. But anyway, she bought him the regular Mustang, the RS. Was it RS? Something. But anyway, he didn't like it, but he had to finish school before he got the other car. But we used to hang with this other guy named Micah. And Michael was in the, he was in the God. All of us is in the God. We love God. I love God now. But anyway, Mike was in the religion a lot. So, it was a movie that came out. I forgot what type of movie we were looking to, but it was a scary movie. So we sitting up there. It's a Friday night. It's not football season, but we sitting up in there looking at the movie. Michael up in there. So the scary movie come on. Michael just hauled ass out the room. He said, nope. I'm not going to be around up here. Ain't no telling what has been put into this movie that could come out and come out through the movie and up into this dorm room right here. But anyway, just him saying that, it just made me think about, what the dude said. Just imagine they making these films, what they be putting into them films that can actually, we're inviting into our homes. And just hearing that made me remind of Michael. All right, so let's go home. Let's let him finish. I know I took the long way around, but you get what I'm saying. It's us. We're family, right? You know what I'm talking about?
speaking of rituals,
What Shakira does to her fans during concerts is not normal, and what happened during this one was even worse than all the others. You can't really feel it through a video, but the entire crowd felt like something was being taken from them, their energy being drained without understanding how. We know Shakira is famous for belly dancing. Everyone thinks it's just entertainment, except that this dance has existed for thousands of years, and it was never originally created to entertain. It's one of the oldest practices used to channel energy, and Shakira performs it in front of millions of people at every show, and the effects are said to be real. During her most disturbing concert, thousands of fans described the exact same feeling, something draining them from the inside. And it's not an isolated case. Every tour, the same testimonies come back. People leaving her concerts completely drained. They say they don't just feel tired, they feel emptied. To understand why she does this, you have to look at Shakira's evolution in the industry, and that's even stranger. The bigger her concerts become, the more powerful she seems to get, as if the energy of the crowd feeds her directly. Every show bigger than the last, every appearance more intense, and the detail that proves all of this is that one day, Beyoncé publicly thanked Shakira. Even though Beyoncé never thanks other artists during ceremonies, it's always everyone else bowing to her. But that day, she made an exception for Shakira.
Look, if Shakira wants to drain my life force, I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't care if it's witchcraft. She can belly dance in front of me for as long as she likes.
Okay, so alarms are going off and the rooster's going nuts. What is that?
It's probably that coyote.
Right there.
What is it?
What the heck?
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Is that that coyote?
No.
Yeah.
That's not a coyote.
Is this real?
That's a fucking person.
Is it?
Where's the dog?
You said I'm getting the shotgun.
Yeah, get the shotgun. No shit. Hand in it. Oh, it's in the yard. Oh, you ain't outside yet, Cole?
What the fuck, man?
You was standing there talking about
what the fuck is that?
I don't know. There's the dog.
Yes.
Why is she in her freaking pen? What the? Oh my God.
Hold up. Let me ask y'all something. For one, you got a shot it up in the house. You see this at your in your yard. You got a shot at the house, right? This thing walking around, then it comes into the light. You talking about you fit to go get the shot it. Wouldn't you not have the shot already? And if you had the shot it, would you be outside? Would you run that thing around your house? Would you let it as far as advance up to it? Come on, cuz. You know what I'm talking about? Would you do it? Tell me in the comments. Let me know something.
Yeah, but you see where it's standing?
Yeah, it's looking in the window at you.
It's at our window.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Window. What?
It's a good way to get shot in the face.
Oh, it close. It close. Groove got a shot in the hand.
And the dog's just staring.
The dog, Groove got a shot in the hand. He letting the thing right there at the hand. He got a shot in the hand. He ain't doing nothing.
Oh my God.
Nothing.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, guys. I feel like they had me right up until I saw the dog silent. What do y'all think? Drop a 1 down below if you think it's real, or a 2 if you think it's just AI.
I just learned something kind of crazy about numbers. Okay, so if you take any number at all above 9, and you add up the digits original number, and then add up those digits, the
God, I love math. Now you about to get into some math shit. Let me try this out.
answer will always be 9. So use the number 55 for an example. So you add up 5 plus 5 equals 10. You take that 10 and subtract it from 55, and you get 45. And then 4 plus 5 equals 9.
What?
Number 83. 8 plus 3 is 11. 83 minus 11 is 72. 7 plus 2 is 9. It's not just double-digit numbers. It works with however many digits you want. I'll use 5,672. 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 2 is 20. 5,672 minus 20 is 5,652. 5 plus 6 is 11. Plus 5 is 16. Plus 2 more is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. Isn't that so weird? It doesn't matter which number you choose. As long as you follow those steps, the answer is always 9.
You know what I want to know? Who goes around doing all of these problems and equations to find out that this even works? Like, tell me you have no life without actually saying you have no life.
Scientists may have just found a way to test whether DMT entities are real. When people take a high dose of DMT, they meet beings, apparently autonomous, intelligent, and behaving in ways that are completely unpredictable, and they consistently describe them as more real than real. Science has generally dismissed it as a hallucination, the brain running unconstrained, generating imagery of autonomous beings from noise. But a new preprint from neuroscientist Andrew Gillimore, cognitive scientist Donald Hoffman, and mathematician Nif Hermanson suggests otherwise. Their argument starts with Hoffman's framework called conscious realism, in which reality is made entirely of interacting conscious agents, and what we call the physical world is just our species-specific interface with that network. It built us to see reality usefully, not necessarily to see it accurately. Like icons on a desktop, they're useful and functional, but they don't show you what's happening inside the computer, which means most conscious agents in the network are simply invisible to us, because our interface was never designed to perceive them. The paper proposes that DMT perturbs that interface enough to push consciousness outside its normal range into regions where traces of normally imperceptible agents can suddenly be rendered as stable, coherent experience. The mathematics on this predicts three things: that you'd experience these beings as having more dimensions than normal, that the beings would appear to have godlike capabilities from your perspective, even if those capabilities are routine from theirs, and that they behave with genuine autonomy that you couldn't have generated yourself, which is exactly what people report.
Imagine your doctor writing you a prescription to visit another dimension. Guys, at this point, I don't even want to know what they're going to validate next.
We are under attack. What just happened in Boston is happening everywhere. These crazy explosions that are happening, that are shaking entire buildings for hundreds of miles, like 100-mile radius, if not more. So we'll come right back to what just happened in Boston. Yesterday in South Carolina, there was this crazy explosion, but it wasn't just an explosion. Entire houses were shaking all over the state. People tried to say it was a sonic boom from military aircraft or an earthquake. But guess what? They checked with the USGS. It was not an earthquake. They checked with the military. It was none of their stuff either. It was just this crazy boom that shook it was shaking, y'all. When that happened, I knew that something you could feel it, right? You could feel that something was up. Fast forward to today, the same thing just happened in Boston, and you could feel it in all of Boston. High-rise buildings, the entire things are shaking. And you can hear that right here. They're now trying to claim it was a meteor because one video saw a light in the sky. I don't buy it. I think it's also strange it's happening with the disclosure day and the UFO files. Mark my words, heard it here first. It's going to happen again in a different state within 24 to 48 hours. Save this video.
Okay. Now, I'm going to finish the video up on that right there. I just want to, jump into a little bit of something today. Like I say, just looking through things and everything. The game's on tonight. Looking in, and I'm hoping Wembley and them win. I like that guy Wembley. They say he's an alien. He operates like one, shoots like one, 7'4", shoot out the gym. I don't have to jump the dome. Of course, he's 7'4", so he don't have to jump the dome. But anyway, he got handles and everything, but that's on a totally different subject. Anyway, man, thank you for sitting down here and enjoying these videos and everything with me, man. I appreciate you spending that time with me. I really appreciate it. Comment, like, subscribe if you fuck with me, and if you don't have to. I know you don't get no things out for free, and I'm not asking. But if you fuck with me though, do that. Hit them comments. Let me know what you think about these videos, and let's continue to keep this thing rolling. I appreciate you being here with me. I know you see my eyes, though. They always stay low. I hope yours is as low as mine. And if you don't do this, I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep it grooving till the world start moving. It's your boy Critique, the Mass Critic, Dark Corner Diaries. I'm going to holler at you. See you next time.